pandemic will not set your career back, you will. Now, hearing this title may or may not trigger you, and if it does, I'm just inviting you to just stick with this entire video to hear me out, okay? Yes, the pandemic has affected a lot of people in really, really dreadful ways. I really get it. And I know you're juggling work, children at home, career, just stress, just a lot of things happening at the same time and making a ton of sacrifices and changes. I totally 100% get it. I get that there's a lot of uncertainty. And it probably feels like the pandemic will set your career back. You know, I read this article in New York Times, which is what prompted this whole video, that said that women, working moms' careers have taken a setback of over 10 years because of the pandemic. Now, in this, and was a very hopeless article. I mean, it gave a sense of hopelessness, and it was very bleak. There was no sunshine in the future when I read that article. Now, you're going to discover 3 tips from how to go from feeling hopeless, if you are, to creating a career in your terms. My name is Padma Ali from padmaali.com. I help purpose-driven leaders like you unlock your highest potential so you can up-level your career in life and create the impact that you want. Now, if you read this article, I'm going to invite you to share with me, how does that feel? Did you feel that sense of hopelessness and bleak? Like, oh my God, like nothing, I don't know how I'm even going to dig myself out of this hole if you're a working mom. Now, what bothered me about this article, honestly, was what a blanketed statement she was making, and how she or he, I don't know, like it was just a doctor or something, and it was as though like it's 100% true. Yes, it has. I'm not denying the fact that a lot of women, working women, have had to make some big sacrifices to their careers so that they can balance what's happening at home. But this article made it sound like this was how everybody was experiencing that. My question is, how do you know that this is what will happen in the next 6 months or a year? Like this is the trajectory of that person's career, that it's going to take a 10-year setback. Has all working mothers' careers taken a setback? All of them? Because that's what it sounded like. Really? And I personally know a few working moms whose careers have actually really taken off in this pandemic. I know a few mom entrepreneurs who are like totally rocking it. So it's not all, but that's how it sounds like when you read an article like that. And it's going to affect you unconsciously. The reason I'm even bringing this up is because how it unconsciously affects us. Like when you read something like this, it has a visceral reaction. And if you buy into it, how is that going to affect you? What I'm going to invite you to do is challenge your thinking. If you continue to believe that the pandemic will set your career back 10 years, where does that leave you? How does that make you feel in the first place? If the answer is not good, if the answer is like, I don't feel good, I hate it, I don't like it, then I'm inviting you to change your way of thinking. We can never create from a place of fear and hopelessness, can we? And I know that even if your bank account shows 0, how does it help you to think that I can't do this? But what if instead you said, I'm a resourceful person, I will find my way out of this? You know, if Oprah or J.K. Rowling, who both came from nothing, right? If they thought that way with every setback they encountered, they were like, I give up, where will we be? Where will they be? They persisted, didn't they? They went into the place of, I'm resourceful, I can figure this out. So I'm going to invite you to do one thing after watching this video. Google the power of thoughts on, just Google and see what quotes come up. Specifically look for power of thoughts, quotes. So when I Googled, what stood out was one specific thing for me. Your thoughts are architects of your destiny. Your thoughts are the architects of your destiny, by David McKay. So even if the circumstances look dire, what if you focused on how resourceful I am, versus how I will never be able to get out of this hole. Two different things. How does it make you feel? Has there ever been a time where you felt like the ground was giving up and you still managed to find a way out? Doesn't that tell you that you will figure it out? So why give in to this belief that the pandemic will set your career back? How does that even help you? What gain do you get by thinking along those lines? So here are my 3 tips for you. Watch your thoughts like a hawk. If you find yourself going to places where it makes you feel terrible, change your thoughts, change your way of thinking, because what you're doing is shifting your beliefs, creating new neural pathways in your brain. Number 2, focus on what you can do now to create a foundation in your life. So say you're at a place where you're like, you know what, it's a great time for me to get some more skills so I can set myself up when this pandemic thing is over, because it will be. At some point, it will be. Okay? So what else can you do? And then also ask yourself, where can I figure out my expertise? Like where else can I use my skill set to create something else? Get creative. When you're in fear and hopelessness, you cannot create anything. Okay? Number 3, stop reading articles that bring you down. Stop scrolling on social media or listen to the news or do things that will bring you down, because when you do that, it doesn't make you feel good, and then you're going to be stuck. So what else can you fill up your brain with that's actually going to be uplifting for you? So to summarize it all, if you feel like the pandemic is going to set your career back, I'm going to invite you to do 3 things. Be a hawk when it comes to your thoughts, change your thinking. And then second one, first of all, ask yourself what beliefs are holding you back. Number 2, create a foundation right now. What can you do at this point in your life right now that can help advance your career forward? Can you invest in a coach? Can you invest in a program that you've always been thinking of, like that's going to help you advance you, move you forward? Number 3, stop reading news and articles that actually bring you down. So share with me your takeaways and share this with anyone that you think would benefit from listening to. Thank you so much.